Good morning. It is Monday, September 22nd. This is the Automotive State of the Union. I'm Paul J. Daly. This is Kyle Mounts here. We have a really big week here, but we're going to start out by talking about a Hyundai GM collab, Stellantis new EV tech, and the bigger Halloween than we've had in a really long time.
Come on. Bro, you got so many words into that intro.
You know, I got halfway through it, and I just had this swell of confidence, like, I'm going to make it.
I'm going to make it. I'm going
to make it
this
today.
thing.
This week is too important for me to not make the first intro.
You have to hit the
first
first intro. Yeah, it's a huge week. My daughter last night, she, like when we go to bed, she's the oldest, she's the last one to go to bed, and she looks at me, she goes, "Dad, are you excited for Monday?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm pumped for Monday. This week is going to be nuts. Like, things are moving. It's going to be a really good week. We got a lot of stuff cooking. If you haven't followed, like, if you're not paying attention, just like,
it's okay.
Jump into my LinkedIn, hit the bell. Jump into Paul's LinkedIn, hit the bell. You may see some things that you're going to want to check out over the next week and a half.
Yes, we'll be launching a pretty big thing on 10/1. You've heard it here first, or maybe second, but you're going to be a lot. You're going to want to pay attention. October 1st is going to be a deal for us. All right, I think what else are we doing? We have a new webinar coming up, Best Dealership Cost Reduction Targets in 2025 with Doug Austin of Strategic Source and Matthew Haken, his mother calls him, Prestige Auto Collection, Wednesday, September 24th at 2 p.m. We're a little bit out from that, but this is a great time to figure out where to cut costs, what to focus on to cut expenses, because that's always in style. And Matthew Haken happens to be great at it. So you can go to asotu.com, sign up for the webinar so you don't forget, and you'll get a notification reminder to be there with us live for the quick 25 to 30 minutes, or you'll get the recording. You know how webinars work. So make sure you get on that. Do it now. Let's talk about some news because we got a busy week, so we got to get into it. Hyundai and GM, their strategic collaboration is going to co-develop 5 vehicles aimed at growing their presence in the Americas while containing costs in the tightening market. The partnership kicks off in 2028. It's so funny when partnerships kick off a few years from now, with an electric commercial van for North America, and expands to include a compact crossover, sedan, and 2 pickups for Central and South America. Initial volumes expected to hit over 100,000 units with long-term goal of 800,000 units. Each company donating specific models. Hyundai leads the electric van and compact vehicles, while GM heads development of mid-size pickups. That all makes sense. The duo is going to lead into shared logistics, propulsion systems, and battery supply chains. Here's a quote from Hyundai CEO Jose Munoz. "We are not going to mix everything to try to do a hybrid. That's not going to work. There is a donor and a receiver of a particular product." Smart strategy.
That's a really smart strategy, because we've seen these types of partnerships go down when everything's just trying to be one fluid system.
Too much collaboration.
So really smart, because each bring their own iteration. I mean, I think Hyundai right now is pushing the boundaries on the way things look and feel. GM is pushing the boundaries on what it looks like to do kind of the skateboard powertrain thing, and so really savvy. And they're also, I think, for GM to think about Hyundai with all of their manufacturing that's in the US, you start to see that already be like, oh, we're bringing more production into the US by way of our purchasing pipeline.
I mean, I can't imagine. Well, I know why the partnerships don't work when you're like, let's get all the people together and try to come up with a new great idea. That I can see. It's like renting back in the day when you have to go to the movie store to rent a movie, right? The more people you bring, the more never it's going to happen, right?
Oh,
remember that?
That's such a thing that, like, kids these days just don't. I mean, I guess it's like, what do you want to watch on Netflix? It's the same thing, but it's way different when everybody picks up their thing and you're like, this one.
No, yeah, because imagine this. You walk in, and let's pick for the Gen Zers that maybe didn't have this experience. You'd walk into a physical location about the size of a very large convenience store, and you walk in and everybody disperses. Imagine 6 people dispersing in every direction, looking at different movies to pick, and everyone picks someone they think they like.
Someone in the rom-coms.
Yeah, someone's in the thrillers.
In the thrillers, yeah.
Some guys got the horror movie, and they all come back, and you're like, this is the one we should watch. And then, 2 hours later, you don't watch anything because your time's all gone. I know. So I like the strategy here, and I think it'll be successful. I'm curious what the electric van's going to be. Is this going to be like the Rivian Amazon van kind of thing?
I know. I feel like that's a little bit too late for something like that. Kind of
I
interesting
mean,
that's going to be the one.
well,
To
the
kick it
good news
off.
is they're going to start in 2028. So
The good news is, yeah, it's only a couple years away,
I think
and we'll we won't
I
have any changes in the geopolitical, like functional production
well,
landscape.
Jose Munoz is one of the most, linear, predictable people we know.
Yeah, or not.
All right, let's get out of this one.
Go.
Battery vehicles.
Segway.
Stellantis is rolling out its new Intelligent Battery Integrated System, or IBIS, or EBIS, whatever we want to call it. It's a breakthrough powertrain innovation that could redefine EV architecture by baking the charger and inverter directly into the battery pack, right? Everything's in one. EBIS cuts vehicle weight by about 40 kilograms. What is that? What's a kilogram? I don't know. It's Nathan's going to look this up, and frees up 17 liters of space. We're European today. He's going to fix that. Boosting aerodynamics and interior design options, the system improves energy efficiency by 10%, slashes charging times by 15%, and delivers 15% more power without any extra battery size. That seems like a huge win. 40 kilograms, 88 pounds, by the way. Developed in partnership with Saft, Sherpa Engineering, and others, EBIS simplifies servicing and enhances battery reuse for additional second life applications. A prototype is now on the road in a Peugeot E3008, riding on Stellantis STLA medium platform. Here's a quote from Ned Curick, Stellantis. I can't see what that says anymore. Chief Engineering and Technology Officer. He says this: by rethinking and simplifying the electric powertrain architecture, we're making it lighter, more efficient, and more cost effective. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, this type of production is going to be the thing that everybody's after. How do we make it lighter, more efficient, and more reproducible so that we can use batteries over time? We're saving 88 pounds here, which I guess somehow that changes 10%, 15%, 15%. There's no end to this. I think that the biggest end is like it's kind of like shaving milliseconds off the load of a website. It's like every little bit counts. And
I'd take 15 more percent battery. I would take 15% faster charging.
All day.
But here's one of the challenges that is inevitably going to come up. You never can just have all benefit with no cost.
Right.
Things break, right? Now, what happens when the inverter breaks? You have to replace the whole battery pack as opposed to just replacing, like the $800 inverter or $1,500 inverter. Now it's a $20,000 battery pack with an inverter baked in. So I think they really are going to have to zero in on figuring out the second life applications, because if you're going to have to replace batteries now, not just because cells are bad, but because the other built-in, baked-in things are bad, you're going to have to figure out how to make some trade use of those batteries, because no warranty company, no OEM can, afford that level of switch outs for small components. So, but
Paul, have you seen the battery swaps that are happening overseas?
Yes.
Undercar battery swaps?
You and I saw one of those, I think, not in person, but there was we were at the Steve Greenfield event, right? Did one of the reporters?
Yeah. You know what's interesting? So I was sitting next to Brian Kramer at the NCM event. Paul DeVries is speaking. He's sharing with everybody. Everybody in the room is like mind blown. Nobody's seen this before.
Right, Paul DeVries, by the way, if you don't know him, he's like the Brian Pash of the Netherlands, and he's a lot taller.
Yeah. He likes to say he's the David Kane of the Netherlands because he's a bit more on the BDC side.
A little disassociation there. He's both.
Yeah.
He's like Brian. If Brian Pash and David Kane got together, moved to the Netherlands, and grew by a collective 4 feet, you'd have Paul DeVries.
Yeah, exactly. So collective 4 feet. That's great. But he showed this. Everybody in the room is like, I've never seen this before. This is blowing my mind. That's the battery swap. It goes out and then it just swaps another one in less than 2 minutes. It's absolutely nuts. It's all mechanical. It's wild. It's like this little mini garage. But this is what, like, that second life applications and thinking about like, oh, this battery needs to be moved out and then preserved, and then like the cells that are that's
right, because they don't need to be charged to 100%.
No, exactly.
That's really interesting. Yeah, one of the things you learned as you're pulling up to the battery station or saying, "Hey, I need a battery swap," it will tell you what batteries it has kind of in stock and what charge level they are charged to, and you can select whichever one you want. And if it's 50% charge, you pay for the 50% charge. Like, it's really cool. Do we have any of that tech in the US? I don't think so. Because it's
No,
kind of
but-
OEM
but,
specific,
so I'm
right?
sitting next to Brian Kramer. This is the end of the story. And I don't know if you know this, but I've been watching Tesla for a long time. I think it was 2013. I have the video. I can pull it up sometime. I might share this on LinkedIn, but was the first time that Elon actually on a stage debuted this battery swap technology. They've never brought it to Tesla, but that tech got looked at and then adopted worldwide. Kind of
Someone
crazy.
was like, that is a good idea. We're going to go ahead and do that.
That is a great idea. We're going to go with that. Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of going with that.
Yep.
Oh, where am I? Stop. That's where it went.
Segue.
That's where it went. Let it come in there.
Which costume are you going with? We'll find out.
Consumers are bracing for price hikes, but that's not stopping them from going big on Halloween this year, with spending expected to hit a record $13.1 billion. We're getting a candy, fam. Top categories will be $4.3 billion on costumes, $4.2 billion on decorations, and $3.9 billion on candy. I feel like the weight there is okay. I'm okay with that. Per person spending is at an all-time high at $114, nearly $11
billion.
What?
Wait.
No.
Per person,
person
spend.
is $115 basically.
Oh my
That means
gosh.
that's silly.
And that's going to
79%
weigh out
of
the fact
shoppers-
that I'm not going to spend anything. So bake that in the
wild.
average.
Yeah, some people up there in the 200-300s. 79% of shoppers expect higher prices due to tariffs, yet 73% still plan to celebrate. Pets aren't left out. Here's the wild thing: $860 million are going to be spent on their costumes. Top costumes. Here's the searches so far: kids, Spider-Man, princesses, and witches. Adults, witches, vampires, and pirates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Dogs.
you know, I could have like
dogs,
I could've-
pumpkins, hot dogs, and bumblebees. There's nothing better than those dog costumes that
the
look like they
wiener
have
dog
legs.
with the hot dog on it is just, it's full send. It's great.
I think it's funny when you have like a poodle with a hot dog costume. Or I like the ones where you have the dog and it looks like an elf and they have like the legs, so it looks like it's a full body running.
yeah. It's so good.
I don't know. Do you all do Halloween every year? I can't
We
remember.
do a little bit. Yeah, we do a little bit. We're my my wife Amanda, she's like, she loves the dress up and the, like all the things. So that we get into it.
I remember one year we forgot like Miles, my oldest now, but he was probably like 6 or 7, and he had this thing at school he had to go to, and we didn't have a costume. And so it was like, I think at the time, like we got a diaper box and we wrapped it in foil and made him a robot.
Amazing.
It's
That's
like
exactly right.
We have when you have like a 5-year-old and like a 2-year-old, you have diaper boxes
And
everywhere.
you got $13 to spend, not 113.
Right,
you know,
absolutely. Yeah.
hey, if you're not thinking about what you're doing around October, Halloween, things like that in the store, celebrating, doing it with the community, bringing people together, you should check out the Rormans. You should check out Bozard. You should check out all those people, what they've done over the last few years. The playbook is there. Have some fun, bring the community in, do your thing.
All right. Well, I should have rolled the music because you ended the show well. Whenever we see something going on in culture, what? Ride the wave. Don't create something new, but you can do one thing today. Everyone that is in your path, you can care for them, take care of them, and everything will be just fine.